This is some fuckery.
This is unreal. It's unreal, Daniel. It's unreal. What I have to go through on a weekly basis with our fucking league. I'm 6-1 in another league. I'm kind of cooking. All right, C-Mac Daddy. Shout out to C-Mac Daddy. Christian McCaffrey carried me. Not this week. Probably going to lose, but 6-2. That's great.
Oh.
Jonathan Taylor, 50-plus points. We're doing great. Rashad White, not good enough. DeAndre Swift, just fucking 22 points. Yeah, great. But Barkley finally decides to show his fucking ugly head. And of course he does it in fucking... Did they do it in MetLife? No, they did it in Philly. Fucking makes it worse. And then Jake Ferguson, man. Of course, one target.
On tight end day.
National Tight End Day. Dak was like, fuck that shit, bro. I don't care. And then the fucking Atlanta Falcons, Eddie Pinheiro. This motherfucker has been getting 11-plus points in kickers for like 5 weeks straight. All of a sudden today, 1 point. Shoot me. Fucking shoot me, bro. I don't know what it is. But you know what it is, yeah?
Yeah.
Next year, because I'm not doing anything. I'm not gonna magically make playoffs. I'm not. Right? That's my luck. I'm not. Next year, I'm just not gonna change my roster at all. Just not gonna change it. I'm gonna just be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just leave it. Whatever. Oh, whatever happens, happens. And you know what? I might have more fucking success because all of a sudden, the more I think I know football, the less I know. Hey everybody, welcome to the Get Back. This is the start of the show. Just me raging about fantasy. No big deal. No. Yeah. And then you know what it is? Yeah, you know what it is. This is giving me false hope because I still have Rasheed Rice ready to fucking go for Monday, and then all of a sudden, did DK Metcalf do something? He had a touchdown. Shoot me. And shoot.
Right before the half.
And Chris Boswell has 15 points. Eddie Pinheiro had 1.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm losing too. Jordan Love's not doing anything for me right now.
You still have Pacheco. You'll be all right. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. It's unreal. No. Hold on. Actually.
Oh no.
Might be in the clear. Actually, no. No, I wouldn't. I'd be out of the playoffs right now. Josie would be up. Me and you, if we both lose, we'd have the same record. We'd be 3-5. Who do I play next week? I need to get right game. Please tell me I play John. Please. I play Jess. Oh God. Devontae Smith on a bye. Breece Hall on a bye. Okay. Oh, hold on. We might cook. Now. Hold on now. Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase against fucking Chicago. How much you want to bet he goes off for 60? How much you want to bet? Right? We could do this all day. Oh, Tucker Kraft against Carolina. How much you want to bet he goes for fucking 40 points in 1 quarter? How much you want to bet? It's crazy. Yeah. J.K. Dobbins versus Houston. How much you want to bet he drops 30 fantasy points?
He got hurt today, so he might not even play.
Oh, Dobbins?
Yeah.
No, Dobbins is okay. Is he okay? No, he's fine.
He hurt his ribs.
Did he really? Wow, I don't see that.
Yes, I was watching on Red Zone. They had to take him out because of his ribs.
Oh. Well, you know.
That's it. You gotta just chip away, just like the little battle. This guy, you got little wins.
Roma Dunze. I want to be like Homer Simpson, and he's Bart. Come here, you twerp. Because fucking started you 2 weeks in a row. 8 points. 8 points. This week, 30. Fucking cash. Like it's cash. Like this is something that you just do. And he does. Fucking asshole.
Play the Ravens. Really, it's on you. Think about it.
Shut up. I don't want to hear it. And Buka played the Saints. Who are the Saints corners? Nobody, baby, nobody. There's nobody, bro. Eddie Pinheiro, fucking. Let me look at your fucking previous games. I want to call you so many words. 11 points, 18, 17, 7, 12, 10, 1 this week. Just one. Just an extra point. Just one. Oh, what happened to fucking Mac Jones? That all hype train? Trash. At least Brock Purdy would have fucking tried to get him in field goal range, even if it means throwing 3 interceptions.
You know it's bad when he starts raging about the kicker.
Son, Jake Ferguson really had one target, bro.
On National Tight End Day.
I guarantee you they weren't covering him like that.
It is the Broncos.
He had one-on-one coverage against a linebacker probably the whole game. They're fucking more worried about CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens.
He's the third option.
God forbid you pass to your star tight end. God forbid you throw to him when he has, I don't know, 51 catches this year.
Leads the NFL.
Yeah. It's fucking fantastic. Yo, I love it. You watch. Next week, who's not going to show up for me? If I had to guess. Actually, I think I might do good next week. I think I might be all right.
Uh-oh.
I think I might be okay. Am I getting false hope? Yeah, I am. Because I'm losing next week. Who do I play after Jess? I play you. Oh, God. Am I losing this? Am I losing that week? No. No. I think I have a good shot. It's a decent shot.
I mean, you haven't even brought up your defense getting you 2 points.
I talked about Atlanta. They're a special type of slow. It's one of those things, right? When you watch the Atlanta Falcons play football, they're really like dumb, right? Because like they're like super smart, right? They get 35 points against Minnesota, 21 against Buffalo, right? That's all fine and dandy. We give up 34 points to Miami. We got to talk about that game, too. I don't care if you started your backup quarterback, Kirk Cousins. He went 6-3 last year before he fell off a cliff. He's solid enough. You're telling me that Drake London was the linchpin for the offense just falling apart. Oh, Drake London not being there, huh? Can't pass the ball, guys. We're cooked. Run the ball? We're acting like Michael Penix was having a clinic out there with throwing the football. It was one game against Buffalo. That was it. 30, how many points? 34 to Miami? 4 touchdowns?
Yep.
Yeah, you're ass. You're a terrible team. This is why the Falcons won't ever be anything.
But they beat the Bills.
It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. It really means nothing. It's just crazy. I don't know what else to say about fantasy. I'm not. You know what? Yeah. Let me look at my other leagues so I can get validation. I'm in 8 other leagues. Chase this chuba. Oh, I'm losing. Actually, I'm gonna win because this guy has 3 people out. Yes, we'll take it. So we're gonna win that. So we're gonna be 4-4. That's right. C-Mac Daddy. Okay, we're gonna probably lose. He has Mahomes playing tomorrow night.
Could be Mahomey.
Yeah, we're losing. I had 3 Colts, and they did okay. Should have started DJ Moore. Maybe got a few extra points, but probably gonna lose. But we're 6-1. Then 6-2.
We're chilling.
That's not that bad. We're chilling. Right? We're chilling. Skittle McGriddle, George Kittle. We're losing. We're gonna be 4-4. Okay. Oh, we played Jonathan Taylor, Ladd McConkey, and CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Yeah. I love getting destroyed. My back blown out. It's great. Chef Baker. Yeah, we're losing. Actually, are we? Yes, Rasheed Rice, Kelsey still to play tomorrow. I still have Romeo Dobbs playing. I think we'll be okay.
See if we can do anything.
I think we'll be okay. Romeo Dobbs has 2 catches. I love it so much. Oh, Axon Jackson. This team is ass. Kirk Cousins on this team for the bye week because Lamar decided not to play. Jordan Mason,
Oh,
1.6 points. Jake Ferguson also 0, 0 points. I had the Falcons defense in this one, 0 points. And I have Brandon McManus, -1 point so far. It's fantastic. And everybody on my bench is either out or on a bye week. So I was cooked. I'm going to be 4-4. Allentown, we're going to be... Okay, we're going to be 6-2. That's good. Brees Hall had 32 points. He cooked for me today.
Yes, he did.
This is great. I'm not looking at throwing darts. I can't look at it. Tucker Kraft is cooking. Oh, he's cooking. He's cooking for me. Yeah, 134 points. Light me the fuck up, baby. He has Patrick Mahomes playing tomorrow night. Okay. All right, please. Please, Patrick, please don't do anything crazy. Okay. If Jake Ferguson just did something, I would have loved it. Would have loved it a lot. All right, let's talk about actual football. This is what really matters. I'm not coping at all. ESPN. Here we go. So do you want to talk about something great or something bad first?
Well, we could do something great happened, but something bad happened before that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so today, the Jets announced that their legendary center, Nick Mangold, died at 41 years old, due to a kidney disease. Look, I'll say this, right? Because this destroyed me today. I was born 2002, so I was 4 years old when Nick Mangold got drafted. I don't remember much of my early days as a Jet fan or my early childhood, but I always remembered, Nick Mangold. That was always the one guy that was, bigger than the screen, was just bigger than, everything else. And he was the one guy that I was gravitated to. Just because the way he looked, the way he appeared, and just the early years of those Jets, they were just so bad after '08. And, as you start getting older, you start, learning about the game more, learning about the history and learning about, the Jet franchise in and of itself. And, you know, growing up, I, kind of grew up, with Nick Mangold and, him always being the staple point of those teams and him being, you know, the guy that I've always kind of looked towards as like that's a Jet. That's everything a Jet should stand for and be. That's who we are. You know, we're not proper prime. We don't play, fancy football. We're grit, we're tough, and we're common. Just who we are. We're just Nick Mangold everywhere. You know, Nick Mangold was the first jersey I ever got of any sport. My first jersey was a Nick Mangold jersey. Like that was my guy, always and forever. So I when it comes to my Jet fandom and everything in between, I never met him, but I always felt like I knew him and I knew what he meant and that how he represented the Jets and I represented everything in of itself. You know, before Joe Namath, before Debrickashaw Ferguson, before even Sam Darnold. He was the Jets to me. That was my guy, forever and always. So, and he loved New York. He was at every Ranger game. Was a big Ranger fan. And there was always a video of him on the board. Whenever I went to Ranger games, he was always there. So he was just another guy. That's all he was. He was never bigger than football. I think that's what I've always kind of appreciated about him the most. And even on the field, he was the best center in the world. He was the best center in football for a long time. He was dominant in that position. And he wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the most physical, but he was smart. He knew what to do, and he just, for a long time, he was such a integral part of that offensive line that the Jets had, and a big part of their success was because of their offensive line. He was the anchor. He was the leader. He was the captain. That's who he was. So it's so tragic. Like it's just so tragic the way it just came out. And they announced he had the kidney disease last week, and you thought everything was gonna be okay, that they had a plan in place. But you know this is what happens, and this is life. This is how you have to realize that, again, we're not robots. Athletes aren't superheroes. They're human and they're fragile like we all are. And in an instant, everything can be taken away from you. So it's a cruel reminder of the fragility of life, and the fragility of the reality of this world. And never take anybody for granted. Never take anything and you do in life for granted. Appreciate each day, because you just don't know. You just don't know what could happen. So appreciate the people around you. You know, my heart and many Jet fans' hearts, they go out to Nick Mango and his family, and everything in between, his friends and family and all that. So it was a sad, heavy day for Jet fans and everybody alike, especially. And I couldn't even fathom what the family's going through right now. But rest in peace to Nick Mangold. I've always loved him, and that's always going to be my guy. And he needs to be in Canton, Ohio, as of today. I'm sorry, he's one of the great centers of all time, and he deserves it. So rest in peace to Nick Mangold. Forever my guy.
Amen to that, my brother. Amen to that. And then we get to the game. I would think that a lot of people had the Jets getting smacked.
Yeah.
And, in the first half, they probably are right.
They were getting smacked.
They were
They
getting blown out.
were getting blown out, and you thought, here we go again. It's 24-7. All right, I guess we're done. I'm like, that's what the Giants are doing right now. But all of a sudden, Brees Hall starts running the ball well.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line is pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Davis comes out of nowhere with a 50-yard run.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Flacco all of a sudden forgot how to play football for a quarter
Mm-hmm.
and couldn't find Jamar Chase at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Chase Brown was good. Chase Brown, started piecing us up and started running through us like Swiss cheese. But no Sauce Gardner, no Garrett Wilson, no Josh Reynolds, led by Alan Lazard and a hope and a prayer and duct tape. Justin Fields starts driving this football down the field. He starts standing in the pocket. He starts moving around. They're doing quarterback design runs for him. And we start getting first downs. And you look up, and the Jets have 250 rushing yards.
Oh.
And then you look up, and we score a touchdown, and it's 38-30. But we're going for two. Here we go. Why are we going for two? This coach, Aaron's gonna know what he's doing, and he still doesn't. And I still don't know why he went for two. But by some grace of God, the ball crossed the goal line, and it was good. We needed one more stop, and then Joe Flacco forgot to play football again in the fourth quarter. They punt it. We get the ball back. We start driving down the field again. We're running the ball with Brees Hall. Everything's good. And then it's a 2-minute warning. Should we run the ball? Probably. Should we make them waste their timeouts? Probably. Is that smart football? Probably. But it's the Jets. And what do the Jets do? We do some fuckery. We do a beautiful pitch to Brees Hall at the 1-yard line for some reason. Why are you pitching the ball? And then Brees Hall pump fakes. And pump faking. What are you doing? And then he throws the ball, and it's like a flailing quail. It's like a shooting star in the night, and it somehow finds its way to Mason Taylor in the back end of the end zone, who absolutely mosses the guy, and he pulls the ball off of his head, and the Jets have the lead with a 1 minute to go. But we've been in this position before. We had the lead. There was a lot of time left on the clock. Here comes Joe Flacco. Here comes Joe Cool. You could feel it. Jamar Chase hasn't gone off yet. T. Higgins had one catch at that point. They're running the ball. But Zach Taylor got cute. Ran the ball too many times. We get the stop. We get a second stop. By God, Joe Flacco's going over the middle. It's going over the middle. And then Jamie and Sherwood with a fist of an uppercut. Like a Street Fighter character. Just wata right there. Punches the ball out. As the tight end somehow drops the ball and it's 3rd and 10. It's 4th and 10. The Jets get a stop. They win the football game, Lewis. 1-on-1 on the outside, Jamar Chase. And they break it up. And the Jets win the football game. We won a game. The Jets won the football game. We're 1-7. I don't know. We scored 39 points. We had 500 yards of total offense today. Now, granted, the Bengals are the 31st ranked defense in the NFL. They're probably going to be 32nd after today. They are the worst defense in the NFL. But we scored 39 points today. I don't know how it happened. It's still a blur to me what was going on. I don't know how we won that football game. But they ran the ball. They were able to run the ball. And when this team can run the ball, which is their strength, Justin Fields is not a passing quarterback. He was 21-32 with 2 touchdowns. That's good. That's a good number for him. 32 pass attempts, that's good. That's fine. 7 runs, that's fine. When Breece Hall carries the ball over 100 yards and he has 20 touches, that's how the Jets win football games. That's how they win football games. They are a run-first team, and when they could run the ball well, they're able to allow Justin Fields to do play action, to have designed runs, to allow him to sit in the pocket for, And granted, the Bengals had no pass rush at all. I mean, you could have put mannequins out there, and they would have did a better job than the Bengals pass rush today. like that's how bad it was. Justin Fields had he could have baked a cake and threw a touchdown pass today. With how much time he had in the pocket. So, granted, there was that, but Justin Fields was smart, deliberate. He wasn't hesitant. He let it rip, and it was his best game of the Jet today, far and away. But it came down to Breece Hall, and the defense, objectively, was shit. And this is the problem with this Jet team too, objectively. When we play bad defense, we play good offense. When we play great defense, we can't score for shit. So this is the most inconsistent team in the NFL. But today, what did they do? Just enough. This Jet team just needs to do just enough, and they can win football games. Now, I'm not saying they can win 6 in a row, but schedule is kind of cupcake.
Let's take a look at it. Let's get hype. Let's get fucking hype right now.
Kind of cupcake.
We play the Browns next week. Oh, that's a win. That's a win. Then you play the Patriots in the division. Oh, that's a win when you think about it, right? We're splitting that, right? So then you got the Ravens. The Ravens haven't done anything this year. Lamar Jackson's not the same. Derrick Henry's not the same. That's a win.
A win. That's what I'm saying.
Then you got versus the Falcons.
Falcons just gave up 34 points to the Dolphins. What do you think Justin Fields is going to do?
And then you play the Dolphins. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's already 5 wins in a row. And then you play the Jaguars, who are We're going to be in Jacksonville for that game. It's good luck. It's good luck.
Good luck.
It's great luck. We're winning.
We're winning that.
Then you're 7-7. Would you look at that? And then you play the Saints. And then you play the Patriots. And then you play the Bills. The Bills, they're gonna rest their starters. They're gonna be ahead. They don't need this win. You're going to have 10 wins by the end of the season. You will have 10 wins. It's positive manifestation.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'll take 9. Nine's fine too. If you want to drop a game here and there, that's fine.
Yeah, right.
I'm just
We
saying.
can't win them all. Yeah.
Can't win them all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the Jets might go on a nice little run here. I'm delusional, but it's okay. That's what being a Jet fan's all about. It's delusion. We're stupid. We believe in the dumb shit. Justin Fields might be a top 5 quarterback by this point. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He will be.
I'm just saying.
Brees Hall, top 5 running back already.
Exactly. I don't know what I hit something over here. I don't know what it hit, but in all seriousness though, this was probably game of the day. That's fair to say. Every game today was a blowout, apart from this game. Really a bad football week when you think about it. But no, this was a fun game. Look, when we talk about the Jets, you start with the Woody Johnson comments that he did midweek, and the whole. By the way, Woody Johnson, just a human piece of shit as an owner. Like Justin Fields is already going through it. He's a 27-year-old kid. You're 80 years old in bones and just holding on by a thread, and you feel the need to pin all the blame and all the responsibility and why the Jets have been a terrible organization for the past 80 years on Justin Fields. Kind of a shitty thing to do. So good for Justin to kind of, shut everybody up, shut Woody up, and, play really well. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be the turning point for him in his career or as a Jet, but it was good to see that this is like week 1 Justin Fields again. Like, this is what he should look like. This is how the play call should be for him. This is how he should be running the offense, how everything should be done, right? So I think in that regard, good for Justin and good for, that kind of mentality. The defense needs to be better. Defense was absolutely horrendous today. However, where it mattered, they held Jamar Chase under 100 yards. They held T. Higgins to 1 catch. And they allowed Chase Brown to run all over them. They said, we're going to let Chase Brown beat us. We are defending the pass all day today. That's what they did. With no Sauce Gardner, mind you. So I could see where that vision was, is that we're going to defend the pass today, and we're going to just allow them to. We're not allowing Jamar Chase to beat us, so that was fine. And yeah, I think just all around, even Aaron Glenn, I don't agree going for 2, but give credit where credit's due. I want the team to be more aggressive. He was aggressive. They got it. It worked out. We wash our hands. We move on. So give credit where it's due. He made a ballsy call and it worked. So good for Aaron Glenn to do that. Good for him to get his first win. And yeah, I'm not ready to say that I still see the vision when it comes to Aaron Glenn. Thought Crafter scored again. Who just scored?
Fucking Chris Boswell, 56 yards again, right down the middle. No fucking shank or anything. No fucking. There was literally no give in that ball in any direction. It was just straight down the middle.
Just straight as an arrow.
Yeah. Just 5+ points for another fantasy. I love it so much.
But last part on the Jets. Yeah, I think I'm not ready to say it's a turning point. I'm saying it's a change of anything, but I think all in all, this is what this team could look like, right? This is how this offense can look this good, right? I'm not saying 39 points is the standard, but the play calling and how Justin Fields can look and how, Breece Hall needs to be a part of this offense more and how the vision can be run. This is how it should look. Heavy on the run. Justin Fields needs to pass when he needs to pass, sure, but he doesn't have to go all out. And when it matters, that defense needs to make a stop, and they did. So this defense needs to do just enough. This offense needs to do just enough, and they can find a way to win games. So it was a big comeback. It was a big emotional day. It's a big emotional win. You win for 7-4. But now you get the bye. You rest up. You get Garrett Wilson back probably. You get Sauce Gardner back probably for the Browns. You play the next game. You play one game at a time now. We'll see how the Browns look. Browns are a much better defense. Um, but yeah, I'm not ready to say that the Jets are the greatest team of all time, but we're there. We're getting
we're gonna get there, boys. Don't worry. Man, it was fun seeing that happen. Um, in that game and seeing the resilience from that team. You know, I'm gonna keep it that they probably won't make playoffs, but this win is fun. This week is fun. It feels good, right? Going into a Monday, feeling like, wow, we did something against NFL caliber talent, and that is something that we can all appreciate. Um, and speaking of the, turning tides, let's go right across the locker room, to the second New York team, and
there. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
I mean, how many injuries do you want to name? How many? And Cam Scatterbu, his ankle exploded, so that sucks.
Yeah, I went the wrong way.
Yep.
It went 3 different directions.
He's done for the year, most likely.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And Jackson Dart did all he could. I mean, when your wide receiver one is Darius Slayton, yeah, it might be a little tough. And when you have Tyrone Tracy as your RB1 right now, it might be a little tough. The defense is only as good as his offense can be. And, yeah, we're ass. So, Jackson Dart, you play San Fran next week. Try your best. You could look good individually, but everybody else could suck, so we can get a better draft pick. We're tanking. And I don't know what to do. Like, I get that players are injured, and I get that things haven't been going their way in terms of these scores and not being able to come back in games, giving up leads, and this rookie's looking good, and you trading places with a veteran quarterback to a rookie quarterback. A lot's happened, right? But, like, it's just one of those things that I think just has to come to an end. And it's this relationship with Brian Daboll and Joe Shane. It just is. I mean, you're not winning. And it's been a decent bit since you've last won anything. So this is the Giants. We are pretty much New York's team, and we should hold ourselves to a higher standard than what the fuck it's been for the last couple of years. So, I can understand why people may not agree with me because of the injuries and they didn't have a full healthy roster and they went to rookie Jackson Dart. Just wait till year 2. I don't want to wait anymore. I don't. I really don't. I'm sick and tired of seeing Brian Daboll's red tomato face as he yells at an official for not getting a call go his way. I'm sick of looking at Joe Shane's smug grin. And I need a fresh face. I need something to get more excited about when I watch these Giants games, because if the injuries are going to happen, right, then what are you going to do to make these players great? What are you going to do to put these players who just came out from the practice squad in good positions? And we just can't. Is that on the head coach or is that on the players? I don't know, but somebody's going to take the fall. And it ain't going to be the owner. I'll tell you that right now. So, yeah, goodbye Daboll and goodbye Shane after the season. If we keep losing, which we probably will. So, yep.
I'll say this, right? I don't disagree with you. I don't think Brian Daboll and Joe Shane should return. I just don't believe that I think this team can win with Brian Daboll and Joe Shane in that position. However, there's nobody really out there that would excite me as taking over this team and taking over those positions right now that I would say this needs to be a necessity. I think let's see how the rest of the year plays out. Let's see what this team can look like under, under Jackson Dart without, help, obviously. And I think, I would be more accepting of firing Joe Shane and keeping Brian Daboll because to me, this roster is just so poorly built. In such areas of need were not addressed in the offseason, and you had potential to do that and you didn't. I get getting the offensive line together was smart, but you brought in no secondary help, no linebacker help. You brought in no wide receiving help. You basically just went through the whole draft and lucked out on, Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo. Let's be real. The offensive line is still a disaster when you look at it objectively. And it's the same problems this Giant team has had for the past 5 years that haven't been changed. So I could see a scenario where Joe Shane gets fired and Brian Daboll would stay. But those two are a package deal, I guess. So I don't know. My thing is like I just wonder if Malik Neighbors was here, Cam Scadaboo was healthy, offensive Andrew Thomas was healthy, and this offense was looking like a legit offense, like a healthy offense. You know, would it make a difference? It probably would. You probably win, three or two more games. You probably win in Denver. You probably win against the Chiefs. You probably win, against Commanders. Maybe you win against Cowboys too. Maybe objectively you should be 6-1, from an objective standpoint. I can't say that and blame it all on Dable. But you're not 6-1. You're 2-5, and that I can blame on Dable. That I can blame on coaching. But to me, I can't throw it all on him. And I think for that, and because I don't see anybody, unless Mike McCarthy wants to come out and you pay him a shit ton of money, that may be the only solution available out there. I don't see anybody out there that I could respectively see fixing this team into next year. I know you're in win now mode now. You have your franchise quarterback, you have your running back, you have your receiver. You have a great defensive line, you pieces, a couple pieces here and there. There's no quarterback, there's no coach out there right now I could see that could elevate this team into a playoff team overnight. It's going to be a project. And I think for a project, you want to keep somebody like Brian Dable who knows the room, knows the locker room, knows the guys, and has system in place to do that. So for me, I think keeping Dable is the only way to go right now.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it's real fair. Yeah, real fair. Yeah. I love seeing a fucking red bouncy ball on the sideline every time I look over. I love seeing that too.
But to be fair, to be fair, that should have been an interception. The ball was live. Kayvon Thibodeau grabbed that ball
fumble. Yeah.
The fumble, I mean. Like that objectively that should have been a fumble. Like that rule is total bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Total bullshit. That in every facet that should be a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
It's not at the goal line. He's not breaking any plane. He's not down. His forward progress is not moving because guess what? He's reaching, so he's still going forward. So the ball is live, and Avon rips it out, and the whistle didn't blow. In what scenario is that not a fumble?
When they push your tush beforehand, it can't be a fumble ever. Can't be a fumble. If you have somebody with one hand on your left cheek and one hand on your right cheek, it can't be a fumble. Can't be a fumble. You didn't read that in the new rule book? Not. Oh wow, you didn't read that in the CBA? Wow, crazy, casual, super casual. Nah, I'm playing. Yeah. I don't know. The refs kind of screwed us, and then we had a pass interference call. That really wasn't fucking pass interference. If anything, it was a defensive pass interference. That's probably what it should be because you're grabbing my jersey as I'm trying to get away from you. It's probably defense pass repairs, but we'll let this slide. And yeah, Jackson Dart loses another weapon, only hindering his development more. But Jackson Dart still looked okay. Looked all right.
And that's a good thing. That that right there is still a good thing. The fact that he's still looking good, and the more Jackson Dart looks good, the more confidence you have going forward as a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
That's the important thing.
And
If he could stay upright, and if he could continue to, and this is objectively why I said I don't think he should be starting this year because he has no weapons. But I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It's fine. I I I think the more he plays without weapons, and this is now going to be a nothing burger year, objectively,
mm-hmm.
you're not going anywhere.
Yep.
If you do miraculously get back to 500, it's a different conversation, but I don't see a world where that happens. But yeah, I mean, to me, I think you're closer than you realize. As a neutral and an outsider looking in, I think you're closer than you realize with this team. I truthfully believe that.
Yeah. Real close. Real close, yeah. Yeah.
I think
2-6, real close. Yeah, real fucking close. We're real close to the first overall pick. I agree. I agree, but I don't want to steal the Jets' thunder. Fernando Mendoza is right there for you. You guys can have him. Okay, 6'5" with a cannon. You guys can have that. The good kid from Indiana. He's a good kid. And can we just talk about Saquon Barkley going off crazy? Yeah, just 150 rushing yards. Yeah, for sure. Yo, I really love fucking football so much. I love it. You don't love it? This week kind of boring. Baltimore blew out Chicago. Miami destroyed Atlanta. Buffalo destroyed
Miami,
Carolina. I don't know. This is a weird ass team. They're 2-6. It just goes to show you that their offense can still click. Is it their offense clicking, or is it just the Falcons' defense being awful? It's the Falcons' defense being awful. It has to be the Falcons' defense. It has to be.
It's the only one that makes sense. Is Mike McDaniel gonna turn it around? Did they find the powder? Did they find the secret powder to make it work? I don't know. Did they magically grow the right plant?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I just don't get how all this drama and all this harping on leadership, and now Tua is throwing 4 touchdowns, and I can't see over the line and all this talk. I don't get it. Football will never cease to amaze me, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, we didn't have a starting quarterback." You had a starting quarterback in Kirk Cousins. He had no touchdowns and 173 passing yards, and Bijan Robinson only had 25 yards on 9 carries. That's the problem. He couldn't fucking run the ball. That was the real problem. I want to talk about San Francisco losing to the Texans. This is the most 1:00 game I've ever seen. It's like uneventful, but like things are still happening. So you're like, oh, this is fine, I guess. C.J. Stroud, 300 yards, 2 tutties and a pick. Mac Jones, 2 touchdowns, 193 passing yards, 19-32, and an interception. Christian McCaffrey could not run the ball to save his life in this game, so that's great. And the Texans had 475 yards of total offense. Yeah, that's a lot. Yep. That is a lot. And they had 41 minutes of possession time.
Yeah.
41 minutes. That's insane. No wonder why you lost, San Fran. No wonder. And San Fran was never projected to win this game at all. So that's fun. Start Brock Purdy next week. See what you got. If you don't like him, just go right back to Mac. Return of the Mac. Like, you could just do that. You're playing the Giants next week. I think Brock Purdy should do all right. Respectfully. So. And then you play the Rams. Who cares? Who cares who starts? The Giants are going to lose that one anyway. But, man, they could not get the running game going, and that hurt. That made this... Christian McCaffrey not being able to go off made this team look regular as fuck. Like, you're just a guy with Greg Jennings as your number one. Yeah, you're pretty shit. It's tough when you're not getting bailed out by a check down every 5 plays.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's all we need to talk about for that one. What other blowout fucking happened? New England destroyed the Cleveland. Wow, every game was a fucking blowout.
Every game was a blowout today.
Tampa Bay versus New Orleans destroyed them. Indy versus Tennessee destroyed them. Jonathan Taylor might be MVP this year.
It's either him or Daniel Jones. They have 2 MVPs on that team.
Jonathan Taylor only had 12 carries, but 153 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. At some points, I'm looking at the fantasy tracker for this game, and I'm like, why don't they just run the ball more? But then I'm like, oh, Daniel Jones just threw the 30-yard touchdown. Oh, 15-yard play. Oh, 50-yard throw again. Oh, because they have fucking Daniel Jones. They don't need... And also, that is the thing, because Jonathan Taylor does have an injury history. So it's actually kind of good that they are preserving him, but he's still putting up fucking numbers while they're doing it. This shit's insane. He averaged over 10 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. Like, every time he touches the ball, he's scoring. It's becoming it's becoming this trend that Jonathan Taylor is going to score 3 times in every game. He is the Saquon from last year. That's what he is. He's the most dominant running back right now, and now that he's healthy, he is showing you that he can put a team on his back, and he literally is every time. Daniel Jones had 3 touchdowns, right? Like, fucking Daniel Jones. Why are you looking good now? Fuck you. Hate that guy.
I mean, the Chargers to me, like, here's the thing, right? Beat the Dolphins week 1, fine. Then they beat the Broncos week 2. That was a big win, but the Broncos didn't get right yet. Then they beat the Titans, because of course they did. They lost to the Rams. Okay. Then they came back, destroyed the Colts. They won by 1. They won by 4 to the Cardinals. Destroyed the Chargers and destroyed Tennessee today. And now they play the Steelers next week. I don't know if this Colt team is either frauds or they're a legit offensive threat. I don't. They have a tough remaining schedule. They play the Texans twice, and the way Texans look today with that defense still looks legit. They play the Chiefs still. They have to play the Niners, and they play the Seahawks. So it's not an easy end of the season schedule. They're 6-1. They could get 11 wins here, and they could be one of the top teams in the AFC. And you can't really say whether they're like a great team. They're just underratedly good. I can't pin Jonathan Taylor's great. Daniel Jones shouldn't be this good, but he is. That defense is sneaky good, but they haven't really played a legit offensive threat apart from the Rams. They lost that game, So I don't know. I don't know how real this team is. We're gonna find out in a couple weeks. But I think what they've been able to do and the turnaround they've had from the past, 5 years has been great to see. They were able to keep Jonathan Taylor. They built the offensive line. They thought they were doing something with Anthony Richardson. They shut that shit down immediately. Or Daniel Jones.
Oh, God.
Like, the greatest thing Indy did was shutting down Anthony Richardson, objectively. That was the greatest thing they did. And it worked to perfection. They're 6-1. So they identified the problem and addressed it. That's what good organizations do. So is India a good organization now? The past 20 years will tell you no, but here we are.
Yeah, especially during the Andrew Luck days where he had no O line. They were like the worst organization on a man because you're basically telling a guy, yeah, go get killed out on the field. Yeah, for sure. Oh, CTE? You want that? Well, we could provide that for you, my brother. Of course. The Lord will always provide for you. It will give you CTE. There you go, Andrew Luck. Here, take. Um, man, they are good though. Like it's just they're so explosive on offense. They have everything. They have Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce. You have Tyler Warren as your do-it-all tight end. Then you have a great offensive line led by Quentin Nelson, who's one of the best guards in the league. Probably gonna, when it's all said and done, go down as a Hall of Famer. Um, and then you have fucking Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, just cooking. I mean, like, how do you? What do you do? What do you do? There's too much. And then you got fucking people would thought this was shit. Apparently, he's the next guy, Daniel Jones. I don't believe it. I don't believe my eyes. They deceive me.
I've kind of been saying it. You've just been in denial that Daniel Jones is a good quarterback.
He's not a
I'm
good.
just
He's
saying.
not a good quarterback.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I've been saying it.
System.
You've been in denial. You've been in denial. I said he was with the wrong organization. I said you have to believe in him. They didn't, and he went to a team that did, and look at him now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You're right though. I mean, he's cooking. I mean, what else do you want me to do? He's cooking right now. It does help though when you have just a running back you can hand the ball off to and it's a touchdown automatically every single play. That helps a lot. So shout out to Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he had 4 touchdowns today. He's fucking ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what you want from him. Like, literally, the Colts could do no wrong, and they play the Steelers next week. I think they run amok over the Steelers. I think they destroy them.
All right, let's play this game. All right, let's play this game. In the playoffs, do they beat the Chiefs? Yes or no?
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
Do they beat the Bills?
Yes, because the Bills allow anybody to run over them. The Jonathan Taylor would do just that.
Do they beat the Texans?
Oh, 100%.
Do they beat the Chargers?
Yes.
If the Ravens bounce back, do they get in? Do they beat the Ravens?
Oh, they fucking smack the Ravens, and Jonathan Taylor shows them who's the real Derrick Henry.
So objectively, right now, the only threat to the Colts are the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's it. They're the only one with like experience right now who could like, you know what? We're gonna shut down your run game. We're gonna let Daniel Jones beat us and throw the ball, and then magically he'll turn it back into mush, and he'll be awful, and everything will just fall right back into homeostasis with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Something like that. I could so easily see it. Now Steve Spagnuolo is like, yeah, we're just gonna put 9 in the box and have you throw, go, like just have fun.
Daniel Jones, yeah, you're gonna be a giant tonight and throw 2 interceptions for us, okay?
Yeah, that's what you're hoping for at least, right? Like if you play this team later on in the year, you pray that Daniel Jones can like revert back because he's not this guy who's an MVP caliber player. He's not even close, but he's playing like it. So I don't know. I don't know.
This team could be I'm just like the Colts could be an AFC title team, and that to me is just crazy. Tucker Kraft scored again. Now I'm getting a little bit shaky now. All right, because now that's not great for me. It's not great for me.
Is it?
No, it's not. He's got 60 points.
Oh my god!
So
Wait, she
that's
did
not.
start Tucker Craft too.
She did, yeah.
Wait, I have Tucker
It's
Craft
not
in both
great for
leagues.
me.
Tucker Craft has 33 points for me in this other fantasy league. Shout out to Barkley's Thunder Thighs. We're gonna be 6-2, baby. We're gonna be 6-2, baby. Also, fucking Barkley got hurt. Something to do with his groin. Said he'll be available for the next game. Also, they have a bye week next week, so that's pretty good. So, shout out to them. Oh wow, Tucker Craft is dogging you out, bro. Wow, dogging. Yo, where's Jake Ferguson?
So just in the
Where the fuck is Jake Ferguson? I'm still fucking pissed. If Tucker Craft taking all of his fucking receptions, man. Sick and tired, man. Being sick and tired. Where the fuck is Jess, man? Jess, you gotta fucking talk about this shit. Tucker Craft has 59.9 points for you. It's fucking phenomenal.
just in the chat went Kraft, the one right choice I made. Bears, bad advice from Lewis. Never listening to you again.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. They played the Ravens with no Lamar. I'm like, oh, they about to cook. Nope. They did the total opposite. They just got cooked. How they give up 30 points to fucking Tyler Huntley? How?
This week made no sense. This week, made no. The NFL is making no sense. This is the weirdest NFL season I think I've ever been a part of. Like I feel like I'm like in a time capsule. Like this season and these teams are just so I don't know who's good. The Bills are losing two in a row to shit teams. The Dolphins want to be good for 1 week, then shit the rest of the weeks. The Jets want to win a game, and that was the best game all year. Cam Scadaboo's legs going in the wrong direction, and then the Bills want to blow out the Panthers back after they look great against the Jets, but objectively it's the Jets, so how can we really say that? But I Green Bay's playing well against the Steelers. The Steelers are playing like shit defensively now. All of a sudden,
Tucker Craft is cooking on National Tight End Day. Like, of course he is.
the Niners. I don't know what the Niners are. Are they a good team with a shit schedule, or are they just a bad team with a shit schedule? I don't know. The Texans want to be good again. CJ Stroud wants to be a Rookie of the Year candidate again. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
this was a weird ass week because either you got blown out, or you fucking like overachieved. This was the whole week. Either you overachieved or you got your ass blown out. Also, Denver destroyed Dallas. That was fun to watch. Jake Ferguson do nothing.
Denver scoring points now, and everybody should be terrified.
Yeah.
Objectively,
Yeah.
Denver scoring points is terrifying.
They're because that's the only holdup.
Dak would, the Cowboys are gonna be 500. They're gonna be mid, but everyone thinks they're better than they are. But defensively, they're terrible because they have no defenders left. They traded Micah before this. That was the beginning. When they traded Micah before the season started, that was the beginning of the NFL season. That completely put everything into a wormhole. That was it right there. That was the weirdest shit that went down to start the year and just completely blew everything up. When they traded Micah Parsons, that shit was crazy, objectively. But Dallas is going to be mid as fuck, I guess.
Yep.
But then 1 week they'll put up 44 points and win the game. And Dak play like an MVP. And you say, oh, but if they make it to the playoffs, they're a tough team to play against with that offense. Are they?
They're not.
I guess. But I guess because it's kind of true. They have a great offense. So it's like, but then they play Denver, and Denver shits on them. And now it's like, how good is Denver? Because Denver has been shit offensively the past 2 months. And they have a great game today.
Bro,
a great 2 weeks.
Listen to this murderer's row for the Giants in the next 5-ish weeks. We play the Packers, Lions, then Patriots. Back to back to back. Oh my goodness. I'm the what's the guy's name? Antonio Banderas. I'm just like we're gonna get fucking smacked. I can't.
If the Broncos play the Colts, who wins?
Technically, Broncos should have beaten the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Broncos get it done. They get their lick back. Respectfully, listen. What is a fucking horseshoe? Something you put on the bottom of a fucking Bronco. Let me tell you. And they're gonna walk the fucking floor with the fucking Colts, baby. Come on. Oh,
Dude,
man, that's fun.
These playoffs are going to be super weird and interesting.
Just watch the Colts be fucking 14-3. Just watch that. It's gonna be so much fun. Gonna have a lot of fun watching that. It's just I don't.
Yo, the NFL, right? The NFL. If they end up with like a Colts, if they end up with a Colts Bucks Super Bowl with Bad Bunny performing, they might revolt. It might be over. If they don't get the Chiefs, Eagles, Bills, or who's all the Lions in Super Bowl this year, it might be over. They need one of their babies in there.
So imagine it's the Colts, yo.
Imagine the Colts. Imagine Daniel Jones in the Super Bowl this year, bro.
I'd quit.
But you have to watch Super Bowl though.
I'd quit.
You have to watch it.
I'd quit.
Because of Bad Bunny. You have to watch it.
No, I gotta watch the halftime show because of Bad Bunny, respectfully.
No, you gotta watch the Super Bowl.
Fuck me.
Right. To get to Bad Bunny. That's the rule.
Fuck. Right. Well, look, I can have it on. I just won't watch it.
You be one of those cash? Just one of those guys in the room being like, so they just run around and hit each other?
Yeah, I'm gonna be hating so hard. I'm gonna be like,
so they don't see the yellow line on the field. So how do they know where to go? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I can do that in my sleep. Ha! Look at that. Look at these guys. They just run around in tight spandex. Ooh, super scary. So athletic.
Yeah, home run.
Yep.
Goal.
I'm hating if Daniel Jones is in the Super Bowl. I'm hating because ain't no way, bruh. Ain't no fucking way.
Oh god.
Me, dude. Do you want to talk about basketball a little bit? The Knicks are undefeated so far.
Yeah, basketball.
Did they lose tonight against Miami?
They lost today.
Depression has set in. Depression.
But yeah, the Knicks are 2-1. NBA's back. Let's start with the Knicks and we'll go to the scandal because the scandal we gotta talk about scandal. Let's start with the Knicks though. We'll start positive. The Knicks are 2-1. They beat the Cavs and Celtics at home. And they lost to the Heat tonight. First 3 games on Mike Brown, they look good. They look refreshed. Jalen Brunson did not play 40 minutes in any game so far. Crazy. I know. It's a different offense. It's more up-tempo. It's more quicker. It's less, it's less stagnant. It's a lot more movement. It's much more quicker. It's different from Tom Thibodeau. And I think a lot of teams are adapting that because why? Because the Thunder won the NBA title. And what do the Thunder do? They don't stop running. So a lot of teams are now going to be running a lot more. So the Knicks are kind of adapting that style, which I think fits this team. It fits Mikal Bridges, it fits Jalen Brunson, it fits Karl Anthony Towns to be more quicker and stagnant and pragmatic. So, and defensively, that's kind of been a surprise. They've been pretty good as well. Donovan Mitchell got his. That's fair, but they shut everybody else down. Jalen Brown didn't do too much. OJ Anunoby was really good. He looks really good to start the year. And objectively, this team's playing pretty well defensively. And I think that was kind of the big knock on Mike Brown. But I think today's game kind of showed you the problem with Mike Brown, right? He's a really good coach, right? But there are always a problem with his teams in that they go on big runs and there's a great fall with his teams. After like a couple of games or like a month this season, there's always a fall. They go off to great starts and just fall off a cliff. And granted, Mike Brown, and don't misconstrue what I'm going to say, Mike Brown hasn't had a team collectively this good. He's coached great players. He's coached Kobe Bryant. He's coached LeBron James. But as a collective, this team is the most talented team he's had, right? He's come from Sacramento. He had the Aaron Fox and Sabonis, but objectively, Jalen Brunson and Charles Towns are better than Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. So it's his most talented team he's had. So will there be that drastic of a drop off? Probably not. But there is still that worry and that concern, right? Especially when we get into the playoffs later on to the year. But he's rotating 12, 10 guys. Lewis, you're gonna love this. You ready for this? There are times where Jalen runs bring the ball up the court. Isn't that something? There are times where Jalen Brunson can just run up the court and not to worry about bringing the ball up. And Josh Hart can do it.
What?
And Mikal Bridges can do it. And Karl Anthony Towns can do it. There are times where they do that. And it's crazy to see.
Wait.
So
Hold on, Daniel. Hold on. You're telling me that they are initiating the offense in a creative way?
Yeah.
So you're telling me Jalen Brunson ain't gonna bring the ball up on full court press man and just dribble like with his back to the basket for like 20 seconds until he has to heave up a contested midi?
No, they're gonna rush. They shoot the ball when there's like 15 seconds on the shot clock. It's quick passing, quick decision. There's an open shot, they take it. There's very few set design plays. Mike Brown lets this offense do what it wants, and occasionally he'll call out a play to run. But there are times, especially in close games, where he kind of lets it go on for too long, and where you need a coach to kind of settle everybody down and call out the right play, he won't do that. And you saw that today. They got on a run. He let them do what they needed to do. He didn't really do too much. But when Miami hit a three, he didn't call a timeout. All right, he just let the play keep going, keep developing. So there's that part of the game as well, where Tibbs is probably a better coach, and Mike Brown's a better, player coach. But it does look better. It does look more interesting. It does look more fun. So we'll see how it's 3 games, not overreacting, but the Knicks are back. So we'll see how it plays out. And what is probably this is probably the most important year for the past 20 years in Knicks history. This year. This is the most pressure I've seen this team has in a long time to perform. So there's that.
And they aren't gambling.
Oh yeah, the NBA has this. Listen, every league so far has had a scandal to start the year.
So this is like a FBI level investigation.
Right.
Apparently, there are ties
Just
to mafia.
like on the gambling.
Huh?
Just to like us educate her on this.
Yes. So there's like mafia involvement too, apparently. With this case as well. Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, Damon Jones, all notable guys who got caught up into this. And if it's getting to the point where the FBI is involved, I don't think this was just a Gilbert Arenas situation where he's just running a poker tournament out of his house. This is millions of dollars that are getting exchanged in some way, shape, or form from I don't know where. I mean, the people just keep throwing their lives away
So,
to make
okay.
that quick cash. I'm telling you.
So this is kind of the thing, right? Terry Rozier is supposedly the head of this, right? So the report, to my knowledge and to my understanding, is that he got a group of people, and it started out with poker, right? And it was illegal betting in poker, and it's reported that he was counting cards, using special machinery, um, sticking stickers on cards to essentially know what cards people had. So he was cheating at poker, which would, allow him to kind of have like these big kind of bets and, allow millions of dollars to kind of be coming towards him. And over time, that kind of got tied into the fact that he may be betting on games now to not cover up, but as a way to kind of, hey, you owe me some money. Here's how you can do it quickly. And that's kind of Terry Rozier's part in all of this now. Now, whether or not that's true is yet to be determined. Now, Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones are part of the poker ring that's going on. They're not tied into the whole NBA gambling stuff, to my knowledge, and that they're just tied into the poker ring and the gambling aspect of that. So they're pleading not guilty. It's now a federal investigation, so the FBI is involved. The commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver, the great Adam Silver, has said that he denounces what the FBI is doing. He doesn't like what they're doing because he feels like the NBA conducted their own investigation. They found nothing wrong. They found no wrongdoing from their people, from their members. So, right. So, Silver believes this is Trump just kind of doing a witch hunt, essentially, what Jess said in the chat. So, that's why Adam Silver's kind of getting pissed about it. And I think they're calling him in to testify. They want him on Capitol Hill to testify this case. Um, so he's kind of claiming that we found nothing wrong. This is everything we did was fair game. We have been nothing but compliant to the FBI. So why are they now suddenly coming at us again? So it's kind of getting to that state where we don't know how involved Terry Rozier was, how involved Chauncey Billups is, and how involved Damian Jones is. We don't know that. It could either be a little, or it could be a lot, or it could be individually different scales into how they were involved in this. But the NBA and their kind of betting on games, that's just coming from Terry Rozier. So he probably got caught doing that, and that's a different sort of a conversation. And he's not the first NBA player to do that. This has been a problem in the NBA for a long time now, right? This goes back to Jordan, right? Gambling in the NBA has been going on for such a long time. So this is nothing new or crazy. Fixing games is something that's been going on since betting became a thing, even before it was legal. Fixing games has been going on. Now, I don't believe that the NBA is involved in fixing the outcome of games. I think the players are taking their own steps to that, and now they're getting caught because of technology and how sportsbook move and how people are tracking them. But what Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones did, that's a bigger thing that involves the mafia. That involves a lot of political stuff, and that involves some serious poker money. Not NBA money, poker money. But because you're in the NBA, there are ways to make a quick buck that way. And if somebody shows up with a crowbar and says, "I need you to do this for me," you're probably going to end up doing it. So this is still relatively new. Some of the facts may not even be true. All of this is alleged. And again, we don't know the level of involvement that everybody had in this going on. So this case is still raw. Adam Silver has to go up to Capitol Hill, so he'll probably have something to say about it. He said his piece. He said what he needs to say. And right now, the entire sports world is just waiting to hear the results of this case because right now you had the NBA being involved in the gambling scandal. You had MLB being involved in the gambling scandal. You had the NFL being involved in the gambling scandal, right? Even NHL were involved in a mini gambling scandal for a number of times, but that's kind of been that died out, and that was whatever. But your three of your four major sports, ever since betting became legal, has had a serious major gambling problem and scandal. So, but this is the first time, to my knowledge, that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, is getting involved this directly, and that there are ties to a much bigger organization going on all over poker. So that's kind of the basis of this story, right?
All over a game. That's like poker's cool. Sigh. All over an okay game.
See, I love poker, right?
For real?
Look. I love poker. To me, I think poker is one of the greatest games of mine, up there with chess. It's such a mind fuck. Well, high level legal poker is such
Illegal.
it's such a the way your mind has to think about everything is one of the most craziest things. Like I can give you an example, but we'd be for too long. If I show you high level poker, it would be for too long for me to explain to you the total mind fuck that poker can be. But when you cheat and you do it illegally, and now there are millions of personal dollars on the line, that's when it becomes a big problem.
Well, I don't know. I guess FBI is gonna bring them to court. I guess for questioning, maybe.
Well, the FBI have arrested Terry Rozier, so he's been arrested. Chauncey Billups, I think, and Damon Jones haven't. I think they're going to court. They haven't been arrested, I believe. But Terry Rozier has been arrested. That I know. And they want Adam Silver to testify by October 31st. They want Capitol by October 31st for questioning in front of everybody. So, and he's going to be the first commissioner who's going to have to stand in front of the Congress and the FBI and publicly make statements about this. So that'll be a big moment when it happens.
Wow. I mean, all this for a couple extra bucks. It's crazy. Well, even though they're millionaires, they're millionaires. It's an addiction. This is not for like the money. If it's one thing, if you're doing this to try to make ends meet and try to pay bills, this is just petty change for you guys. It's chump change.
Well, to my knowledge, this is more about. See, I'm not comparing this to this movie, not at all. But it's like Casino in a way that Casino. I'm also going to say the movie. It's about these mobsters from New York who moved to Vegas and set up a casino, and they've kind of learned that if we kind of cheat the system a little bit, we could take extra money off the top and keep it for ourselves. So that's where the mafia part of this comes into play. So the mafia doesn't care. The addiction part That comes from Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, and Damon Jones, right? But and now that comes to how involved did they know? How much did they know? Were they doing this intentionally, unintentionally? Because now you get into a story about how there were that were used to get certain cards out. Some cards were like labeled and had stickers on them, were different print, so you could tell what cards they were. That's cheating. That's how you cheat the system, and that's how you get, money into the house, essentially. Now, how involved was Terry Rozier, Damon Jones, Chauncey Billups in that scheme? It's basically a scamming scheme, and they scammed out millions of dollars from it. And what was their cut? And then, what if they were involved? At what point did it become that we need to do it in games? That we need to start fixing games to get more money that way? The mafia don't care. That's the truth. Mafia take as much money as they want. It's how involved and how in deep you get with them that becomes the issue. That's what the FBI is trying to do.
Well, I don't even know what's the outcome that we hope for. I mean, I guess that they never did this ever, and that this all a lie, and that but like, what's the outcome that we're hoping for them? Like, I don't
Well,
even know.
well, it depends on how you look at it, right? I think the three of us as sport fans, we don't want gambling in sports anymore for the players, right? We don't want games to be fixed. We don't want that. We want all those games to be played fair and square, with no outside interference, and that we truly see best on best, and that everybody's giving their legit best and not throwing a game away for a couple $1 million. They're playing because they love the game of football, and they love the game of baseball, and they love the game of basketball, like we do, and that we don't want the outcome of these games to be determined by something that happened 40 minutes before the game started and said, "Hey, you need to do this for me today, and you're going to do it, and I'll give you an extra paycheck for it." We don't want that. So, how do you enforce that? How do you allow that? Gambling is such a it's become such a normalized part of our daily lives, right? Where it's so easily acceptable, it's so commonly accepted everywhere that it's like a cigarette. I'll buy a cigarette today. I'll place a bet today. What's the harm in it? It's a long-term harm effect, but I enjoy it. I get a feel for it. How and we started the show with this. Players are human. Players aren't robots. Players, you know, could easily go on their phone, download a betting app for free, put in their credit card, social security number, and place a bet in 20 minutes. And who would know? Who would stop that? Would that be allowed to stop? Is it because they're players they can never place a bet ever? They could never do that ever? Is that fair to them? So where is the line that's drawn? That's essentially the outcome that we got to know. Where is the line for these players, and where is the line for sports and gambling at all?
Yeah, that's true.
This has gone out of control.
Yeah, this is completely out of control.
Hi.
Hi, Jazz.
I
I had to jump in on this because the other day when this story broke, ESPN Get Up was talking about it. And this clip actually went around the internet. I don't know if you saw it. But they were breaking the news. Mike Green was breaking the news about the gambling thing. And everyone started to talk about the gambling situation. And at the bottom of their ticker, they had the ESPN Bet Plus. ESPN has gotten into gambling heavy, and they're constantly promoting it. And as they were talking about this, they removed the graphic because it shows how hypocritical and how counterproductive it is to talk about gambling in an illegal sense and talk about the downfall while you're promoting it at the same exact time. So I feel like what makes it very cringe is because everyone literally now is benefiting off of it. So how much longer are they going to ostracize it? I think it's only in a matter of time where it'll be okay. Not for players to like bet, but it's not going to be. They're going to push for it to be as much as culturally accepted as possible, because now too many people are making. Now the fans are making more money off of it. Now the networks are making more money off of it. It's like the ratings are up, highlights are up, because people are looking, for the scores, for the numbers. So I feel like in 5 years from now, this may not, 5, 10 years, this may not even be an issue. I don't know if it'll ever be legal for players to bet, but it's no, like, I think the stigma is going to come out of it.
I mean, how are you going to tell a player in the offseason, hey, don't go to Vegas. Don't have a good time there. Don't go to casinos.
Now, wait, I have a question. So are they just not allowed to bet on their own sport, or can they bet they're not allowed to bet on any sport?
Who knows? Where's the line? What's the rule? What's the letter of the law?
Because I feel
What
like
are they allowed to bet on?
there's got to
Because
be
Shohei didn't bet on baseball. Shohei bet on horses. And Shohei bet on other sports. Calvin Ridley bet on football. That was the problem. But he was back in a year.
Well, this is what they may end up fixing, is that, in a couple of years, players will be allowed to bet. Maybe not ever on their own sport, but I do think there needs to be like the leagues, like the different sports leagues, MLB, NHL, NFL, NBA. They literally need to come together and create like some type of cohesive, like streamlined gambling out guidelines for players. Like you could do something as basic as players can bet, but you are not allowed to bet on your own sport. That should be the line. If you're a football player, you're not allowed to bet on football until you retire.
But then how do you enforce that?
They will find a
Are
way.
you
I
going
mean,
to
the
track
same way
their
they
phone?
enforce laws all over the world. I mean, you just won't know until they get caught.
Digital.
So now you get an
footprint.
invasion of privacy because now you're going to check their bank account every week. Hey, what'd you bet
No,
on?
no, but you don't have to do that if look,
But then how would you know?
you and I don't listen, you and I don't commit crimes, right? So the cops will say, how do we know they're not doing it? Because we're not getting caught. It's like we're not doing anything. So it's the same
Then
thing
you're
with
still
them.
breaking the law.
You are breaking the
No,
law.
but you're not. But we're
You see
also
the problem?
But look, no, we're also not, because people who don't know us, they don't know if we are, they don't know if we aren't. But we're still out here living our lives. Like,
Listen,
how do they check us every day? You can't do that. You just have to like make it the same way they made alcohol legal. You can't drink until you're 21, and if you get caught when you're younger, then yeah, there's consequences. But how do they actually enforce a rule like that? It's just a social contract. We can't drink till we're 21, so we'll go behind our parents' backs and we'll drink then, and it won't be a problem until we're actually caught. So now we fast forward, we can bet. We just can't bet on our own sport. And when we do bet on our own sport and we get caught, there'll be consequences. The same way they expect their players, don't go out tomorrow night and shoot someone, because that's against the fucking law. Do I have to call you every hour to make sure you're not getting violent with someone? No, because you know how to behave. So I feel like they need to come up with guidelines. You have to, because it's wrong I think it's personally wrong to get mad at them for betting on anything, but everyone can benefit now except for them. That's fucking crazy. That's like straight up like discriminatory.
right.
I think it's wrong. That's fucked up. And I don't agree with gambling we bet. You got me into betting, but I don't think gambling is a good thing overall, because it's an addiction. It can become very addictive, and it's just another ailment like drugs, violence, alcohol, whatever. But it just need to regulate it now. It just needs to be regulated, because you're never going to get them to stop betting. You're never going to get them to stop gambling.
That is true.
So now you just
It
need to
was
bring it.
regulated, except from one state and one city. Now it's everywhere.
Oh, and now that it's everywhere, we need to make guidelines for players. And maybe you can even make it where you can only bet in the off season, in your particular off season. You can only bet on other sports. Maybe you can only bet this much. Maybe you can only bet this often. Maybe you have to report every time you bet. You know, you have an account on FanDuel. It's registered with FanDuel and it's registered with the NFL and your local and your organization. You know, I mean, if shit like that happened, would have Otani gotten for $50 million? If it was true, if his assistant literally stole all that money from him, do you think that would have happened if all this was in the light much earlier in a much better way?
I think
No, maybe they claim it on your taxes. You know, you can bet, but you're also now it's another road of income. Yeah, it is income. So now you have to. I mean, you just have to make it work.
I think this situation with the NBA goes much deeper than, oh, he made a bet. Like this is getting mafia involvement, it's getting FBI involvement. I think the broader story is there's a problem with gambling in sports, right? There's a problem with the players in gambling in sports, and now players are being influenced by outside factors, right? And outside parties, and that's a problem. That's what needs that cannot come into the game. And because gambling is legalized in a lot of states, there's not much a lot of people can do about it. But when you're rigging certain stuff and you're rigging events, and if that's and against all alleged, but if that is happening, that's criminal. I don't think gambling in of itself is a criminal offense, and I don't think players should have to be penalized for it, or they should have to be, regulated for it. But when there are outside parties involved and they're being influenced by those factors, that's when it's a problem. And that's when I could see a federal investigation taking place and it making sense.
Fair enough. I mean, look, this is an addiction. Even though they have so much money, they still want to do this to try and get more. It's a true addiction. Um, I think if they really wanted to, they could easily have access to your account, and maybe they can just have digital footprint of when you placed the bet, how much money you had when you did it. Boom, boom, and then that's it. And then see if anything is suspicious after that. Now, obviously, you can't bet on your own sport, but you could probably like bet on baseball or something. Like bet on a sport that's so far removed from yours that it's.
And you can only bet during the off season. You can't bet while you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't bet during the training season. You can't bet during preseason.
Mm-hmm.
You can only bet when you're officially on your off season. And yeah, you should have a digital footprint, and maybe there should be caps.
I agree.
I agree with the caps. To me,
Because if anything, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Daniel, but it's almost like if you can bring it to the light and you have it regulated, you can help the players who are addicted. Because then you see a pattern. Then you see players who are maybe be like they're skimming through the rules, they're betting more, they're pushing. It's like, okay, we think you're addicted to gambling. We need to help you. And yeah, now because you are addicted, you can't gamble anymore. I'm sorry, but keep going.
my thing is like, I agree. Limiters are important, caps are important, and not betting within your own sport is important. I just find it could be very difficult and it'll be very hard to regulate the accounts of over 1,000 people, right? And I think it'll be very difficult to enforce a rule where we're making it okay except for when, except for when, except for when. That could be very problematic very quickly. And people and players are smart, and people who are addicted are even smarter. And they could find ring arounds and run arounds. And when you start regulating it, you run the risk of backwater channels and other parties getting involved saying, "Hey, I could help you out here. I know you can't do it, but I could help you out here." That's essentially what happened with Shohei, allegedly, right? His interpreter helped him out. So how alleged, right? So how to me it feels so hard to legally enforce this on a group of people, and now you're saying, hey, except when, but you can't do this, right? And I agree there are absolutely certain areas where they need to have regulations and limiters, but I find it difficult to monitor all of that, especially with how easy it is now to gamble.
Mhm.
I think you would just treat it as we treat every other rule and regulation that they're under. Like, no one is babysat under anything. I mean, because it's this, you can't help it if back, because it's all back channels now. It's all back channel because it's all illegal. Like, players can't bet at all. So everyone is doing it sneaky. But I feel like if you make it legal, if you bring it out and you regulate it, and the ones who you do catch who go around the rules, if they get caught, some people do get caught, some won't. That's just the luck of the draw. That's what happens in every situation. Some get caught, some don't. But the ones who get caught, that you punish them. That's it. And like suspension, removal of title, canceled guaranteed contracts. I mean, you would just have to make you know, consequences be known. I mean, I don't know. They may never make it legal.
Look, I'll say this, right? Pete Rose got caught gambling, and his punishment was that you're never going to be a Hall of Famer. And MLB never had a gambling problem for a long time after that. A long time. Right? Calvin Ridley got suspended for 1 year, and the NFL had another problem the next year. Terry Rozier got suspended for a couple games, and they had a problem the next year. I feel like if you are an organization, sports organization, right, it's either you go all in or you don't. I don't think there's a gray line here anyway, anywhere. I think you either allow it to a certain extent. Obviously, I'm not saying that you just allow betting everywhere, or you create the harshest line that if you cross it, you're never coming back. You are being Napoleon. We're sending you into exile.
And that's a fair consequence. If they give them, look, if I give you something that you wanted, and I say, fine, you can have this thing, but here's the perimeters. You go beyond these perimeters, these are the consequences. And one of the consequences is, we don't care if you're a Hall of Famer. We will not vote your ass in when it's time for you to retire. It will never be brought up. It will be against our bylaws to mention you for candidacy. We will cancel your guarantee. Maybe that's the only way you cancel a guaranteed contract. Your ass got caught gambling like outside of the fucking rules. Maybe that's it. You lose your pension, you lose everything. That's it. And as a player, if you want to gamble and you think you are responsible, you're going to treat it the way you treat everything else, the way you go out to a club, the way you go out and and you enjoy things. You're just not going to go overboard. The league says I can gamble, good. I like gambling, but okay, but when can I gamble? Okay, I can gamble in my off season, just can't gamble on my sport, that's fine. I can gamble on the NBA, I can gamble on golf, I can gamble on horses, finally. Like, I can't go over $1 million. Okay, better for me. I don't have to lose all my fucking money. Like, I feel like eventually I think it's going to move that way because it's going to get too messy if it's continuously illegal but continuously celebrated. Everyone has a money line. Every ESPN anchor has a money line. All of them have their own apps. Like it's everywhere.
Guess what? It's a good business.
Exactly.
It's a
So now,
profitable
so
business.
can you imagine how much business would be if Patrick Mahomes fucking did an endorsement for FanDuel for like his favorite NBA game? You know how much money that would fucking make these people?
A lot of
Yeah,
money.
I think we will eventually go there. He's betting on the Kansas City Royals to win the fucking World Series. Like, of course, you want him. You want him promoting that shit.
That's true.
It'll get there.
But we should be promoting and talking about. So there was fights this weekend. Early fights. This fight happened around like 4:30 p.m.
I'm
Right?
not into fights. I'm muting.
It was great. Okay.
Wait,
And-
Jess, let's go do this.
Yeah, I'm here.
Jess,
Yeah.
how do we feel about the Jet game?
Huh?
How do we feel about the Jet game?
Oh yes, how do we feel
Which
about the
one?
Jet game?
Oh. It's. I mean, it's relief that that they didn't have to go into the bye. 0 and forever. But Justin Fields, he needed that. They needed this win more than ever. They needed it. I think whatever the owner said earlier in the week or last week, it clearly gave them the motivation to pull it off finally. If that's what it took a shaming. That's what the fuck it took. It took a shaming. And it's better than nothing. I'm happy they got the win.
So you're cool with what Woody said?
No.
Or-
It was nasty. I feel like it was, but I feel are we surprised? This is a Jets. Like, look, are we surprised that's what he said and how he said it? Like no, it worked. It worked. And I hope he doesn't do it again. I hope, that you shouldn't have to be shamed. I mean, some people work better that way. Some people work better. Some people want to be talked to nasty. Like, some people work better under pressure. And maybe that's what. And I'm not saying he said that to motivate them. I think he was like just truly insulting them. Yeah, like if we can complete a pass. That was not his motivational speech. That was just like, yeah, my team fucking sucks. I know. We can't get shit together. Yeah, I know. We gave away the fucking Hall of Famer for this kid who can't do shit. He won't let go of the fucking ball. That wasn't a motivate. He was just saying how he felt. But the locker room obviously in their conscious was like, we will claw through this game if we have to, but we will win at some. We have to. We can't go into the bye like this.
I feel like, because I know you weren't here for it, but I
Did
feel
you
like
it? Did
I
you?
feel like it was unfair for him to place the entire failure of this year on the 26-year-old kid when he's the owner, it's his roster, and he makes the final decision, and he's taking no accountability for the past, I don't know, 50-year failures this team has had.
That's what I'm saying. Are we surprised he said it? He's not that much different from Jerry Jones. He's not as flashy. He's not as loud and not as consistently in the TV's face, but he is not the best cheerleader. He is not the best, representation for the product. Despite him being the owner.
He almost like broke Justin Fields mentally. Justin Fields had to go into a closet and cry. Like, how do you do that to your star quarterback? How do you make your star quarterback
I don't know. I don't know if that was necessarily. Maybe Justin Fields needed that. Maybe he needed a moment to be like, "Yo, what the fuck is happening?" I don't know. I'm just surprised. I feel like I'm surprised he shared that with us, and it's good that he shared.
And we like that because we like men who are vulnerable, right, Jess?
Yes, I appreciate it. Yes, and he doesn't have to carry that with him, so he's going to be emotionally, mentally better in the long run. He's not going to be one of these jacked up men out here ready to take out their fucking office and shit.
And what about Nick? Anything about Nick? Jess?
Yeah, I'm sorry. R.I.P. Hold on a second. Sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry, but
it's okay.
I'm eating something and spilled it everywhere.
no.
Oh no!
Horrible time.
Wait, what did you spill?
My sip cup, my Panera drink,
Oh no!
but I also had like I go to this Japanese market on West Fourth, and I got like rice and like roast pork,
Ooh, that's
and it like
good.
just like fucking spilled everywhere. But anyway, R.I.P. It's kind of crazy. He died this morning, and I thought about, maybe they pulled this off for him. You know, he was with them today for sure. Did they say how he died though? Because I was out all day, so I don't know.
So last week he got diagnosed with a rare kidney disease. It's like colon cancer, but like for your kidneys.
He got
And
diagnosed last week.
apparently he's had it for like years, and he didn't say anything till like it started to flare up again recently, and it got really bad last week. And he had like a really bad like kidney disease, but he's had it for years. He kept it quiet. Um, he's been
Mm.
battling this for. Apparently, he played with it as well. So he's had a very rare kidney disease. And they said there was a plan in place, and that there was a plan that he could probably get better, and that they might need help finding a kidney for him, but they were going to go down that route. And then it just got worse and worse, and then he just passed away this morning.
It's terrible. He was very young. Rex Ryan, he got very emotional talking about him this morning on ESPN. It just hurts because that was a good. It wasn't easy, but those Jet teams, those were good. That was compared to what we have now, a gem, and it just that's terrible. It's just he was so young. R.I.P. God bless him.
Yeah, facts. No, R.I.P.
But the Jets won for him today.
They
I do
did.
believe that too.
They did 100%.
Yeah, no, I think that
If we win one game this year, I'm okay with this one being the one.
True.
yeah, it couldn't go out that like that.
Yeah. All right. Now we have to talk about. This is very important to me. It's near and dear to me. I think that people who watch fight sports are dumb, but not me.
Of course, you're an idiot. Shut
But
up.
here's what I mean.
Not me. I know what I'm talking about.
When somebody gets eye poked, right? And
You got eye poke.
hold on. Let me cook. So you get eye poked, right? In a championship fight. And you get booed because the ref called off the fight. But you got eye poked. But we booed you because you got eye poked. Not the person who did the poking of the eyes. But we booed you, the victim, because we're smart. Do you see a fault in my logic? Yes, because it's stupid. It doesn't fucking make sense. So Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn, they were fighting for the heavyweight title. Good back and forth fight. I had Tom winning the round. Pretty clear. Just landing some good shots. Some kicks, some punches at range. Gahn was landing a couple jabs here and there. Nothing too crazy.
You got one good one in.
Yeah, but
Broke Tom's nose.
it didn't break it. He's fine.
He started bleeding.
He's fine.
blood.
He's fine. Guys. It's a nose. He was fine. Okay. Like people make it seem like Gahn was like dominating them.
Right.
No, he was
Lewis,
not.
Lewis,
It was
Lewis,
no, it wasn't.
Lewis, this is how you have to explain it, right? For people like Jess, right? So here's what happened, right? This is why it's a controversy.
Uh-huh.
So the champion, Tom Aspinall, he got hit and he started bleeding from his nose. Now, that doesn't happen to Tom Aspinall. He doesn't bleed, doesn't get hit. So this is the first time he's really like struggled. This is round one of the fight, right? Right. This is like literally like the first 4 minutes of the fight. This happened. He got punched. He started bleeding. Big fucking whoop, right? But it's the first time we've seen him take real damage in a fight, right? And after he got punched, he kind of staggered a little bit, and he kind of seemed out of it, as you would when you get punched and you start bleeding, right? So then immediately after, and Tom Aspinall was winning the fight. Sorrell Gahn got like one takedown defense, so it was, but Aspinall was winning that round. Like a minute after Tom got punched and he recovered, Sorrell Gahn took his 2 fingers and shoved them knuckle deep into Tom's eye. Right? Now, you have to remember. Now you have to remember, Tom just got punched and he started bleeding. We all saw that. So we are assuming that, oh no, he got hit really bad. He must not want to fight anymore. Right?
Okay.
Because it's like, oh, you got poked in the eye. You can recover from that. You're Tom Aspinall. You're the champion. You're supposed to recover from that.
But does he get knocked out?
No.
He didn't get knocked out. The fight was called off after he got eye poked. Because he was like, I can't see. I can't fight. This isn't fair to me. This isn't fair to my opponent. So the referee called off the fight. Right? Tom has 5 minutes to recover from the eye poke. That's the rule. If you get poked in the eye, you have 5 minutes to recover. If after those 5 minutes it's deemed you can't go, and the referee's like, he can't go anymore, the fight gets called off.
Okay.
So people out there think that he quit and that he didn't want to fight anymore because he got punched hard and he started bleeding. Mind you, he got 2 fingers shoved in his eyes, and it was like a deep one. Like it
I would
literally-
ask these people, have they ever gotten their nose broken and get poked in the eye at the same time? I would ask
Right.
those people.
But he's the heavyweight champion, and a little bit of devil's advocate. A little bit. People paid a lot of money to see this fight, to see him fight, and they don't know the next time they're going to see Tom Aspinall.
I have a question. Is it legal for him to poke people in the eye? Can you poke people?
No.
Okay, then
No.
he's wrong. He's wrong.
Right. Now, it's not a point deduction, and it's not
So then why make it
grounds
illegal?
it's not grounds for disqualification. Like, you can't lose because of an eye poke. You can't lose because you poke somebody in the eye.
What's the consequence?
The fights get called off.
If I poke you in the eye?
Yes. If it's deemed unintentional by the referee, mind you, there's no replay. So referee has to see it when it happens.
That's so stupid.
If it's deemed unintentional and the fighter who got poked can't continue, it's ruled a no contest. There's no winner, there's no loser, we move on. And it's usually a rematch. That's what happened today. So people who went to this card in Saudi Arabia paid a lot of money to see this card because Tom Aspinall does not fight a lot for reasons that are beyond his control, but he doesn't fight a lot. The first time seeing Tom Aspinall, they were upset because they want to see a fight. But when stuff like this happens, and you're a paying fan, and you don't get to see the fight you came here to see, you may get a little upset about it. Now, I'm not saying they were right in booing Tom Aspinall. I'm not. But if I was in their shoes, I would feel upset about what just happened as well.
Can I go?
Yes, you go.
Okay. I'm just gonna start from the top. So, first off, he didn't break his nose. He didn't break his nose. That's just
Okay.
He didn't break his nose. He took a couple jabs. He wasn't staggered. He wasn't wobbling. None of this. He was in the fight. He got eye poked like 2 minutes before this as well. Before like the double shot, got eye poked before that. 2 minutes, like a couple of minutes before, but he ate that one. He just let it fly. And
Okay.
it was actually a pretty competitive round. Like Gahn was landing some kicks at range. He was landing a jab or two here and there. But Tom was pretty in control. He was doing a lot of like weird shit too. He was throwing like a spinning back kick. he like spun in front of Gon for no reason. Why would you? He just like, hey, like just spun right in front of him for no reason. And then as he's like trying to lower his stance, Gon like
Just the video of the eye poke.
he puts his hand like out to like stop him, and then he just fucking like right in the fucking eye.
Okay.
And yeah, it was bad. I mean, he took pretty much all the time to recover, and the ref was like, all right, you know, if you can't fucking go anymore, then we just gotta call off the fight. My thing is, yeah, when somebody is a victim, typically we don't boo a victim. Typically, because like you're booing, like you're not even, nobody's talking about what Gon did. We're talking about because exactly we're not talking about what Gon did. We're talking about what happened and why Tom quit. He didn't quit. Okay, I want them to fucking take fucking.
I was worried where this was going. I was like, wait, because I wasn't sure if you were for this or against this.
No. It's like, my thing is the MMA fans are stupid and are words that I won't say, because like, why are you booing a guy who got his eyes poked? Wouldn't you boo the guy who did the poking and caused the fight to end in a fashion you didn't like? Why is nobody talking about how Gon, and everybody's making it seem like Gon was in control and dominating? God forbid Tom Aspinall gets hit once in a fight. God forbid a fight goes past 2 minutes. God forbid. I can't believe this. This is unbelievable, because we're making it seem like Tom Aspinall wanted a way out. He wanted to quit. He was beating Gon. Why would he quit? Why would he quit? He was beating him.
I don't think. Okay, so I obviously don't watch this, but I feel like, I mean, I could see why people would be upset. Like, oh no, the fight's called off. I'm kind of pissed. You know, I came all this way. But it's almost
paid a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's almost like, what makes you fucking better than the other sports fans who go pay a lot of money to see their players and they get fucking injured right in the beginning of the game, the mid-game? I mean, it's a part of sports. Seriously, it's a part of sports. Your player got injured. And unfortunately, because the other player wasn't fucking paying attention to the rules, he poked someone in the eye and he knows the consequence. Now they're going to call off the fucking... I would be mad at him. I'd be booing him. You got us. You ended our fucking broadcast early. What the fuck? I would not be mad at the guy who got poked. I think it doesn't make sense for someone who's a champion to back out of a fight. You can't ever be a champion if you're gonna, like, you would never be, like, that doesn't make sense, especially for a type of sport like this. You can't be like, I'm gonna like fake an injury. That's stupid. Why you then? That means you're not brave enough to fucking do this. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. I am surprised though, because I didn't know that's what it was, that they would cancel the event. But I guess you have to, because they're the only ones in the arena. They're the only ones fighting, so you would have to cancel it. But I feel like
there was a main event. That was the last fight on the card. That was the main event.
Yeah, so you know what? It was the last fight on the card, so you pretty much, unless you got there only for the main event, but if you were there all those hours before, you pretty much saw most of the event.
Right, but most fight fans go for the main event. Like, they don't watch. Right.
Imagine this, guys. Imagine this, right?
I would be annoyed too, but I would not take it. I would not be so upset at the guy.
Imagine this. Cam Scatterboo, ankle, explodes all over the field. Boo! Boo! You know how dumb I would be to boo a guy whose ankle just exploded?
I think an eye poke and an ankle breaking is two different things, but that's besides the
But
point.
in the sport, it's the same thing. It's
Daniel,
a parallel.
you saw how fucking deep his finger went in. That wasn't like that's not like me poking you in the eye.
Don't misconstrue what I'm gonna say. I agree with Lewis. You shouldn't boo Tom Aspinall, but I'm just saying, Cam Scadaboo's ankle went in three different directions. Tom Aspinall still has his eyes intact.
But
Okay.
it's
hurts.
but still it's not.
It hurts.
It's no.
But Cam Scadaboo doesn't have an ankle anymore. It's gone.
No. That
Look,
isn't the
you're
problem.
talking about
That isn't the problem. It could hurt. That's fine. The problem is that it's similar in the fact that it is, especially in this sport, right? You're not gonna boo something or someone when something bad happens to them that's out of their control, right? Cam Scadaboo's ankle going 10 different directions is out of his control. Tom Aspinall getting poked in the eye. You think he wanted to? No. If he can control it, he would never. But shit happens. And people who boo that on both ends of the spectrum, whether it's an ankle getting destroyed or whether it's getting poked in the eye and that causes the end of a fight, are dumb.
If you booed Scadaboo getting his ankle broken, you are a human piece of shit and you deserve to be in a dumpster. Okay?
Exactly.
Like that.
But you know what I
Right.
also think? If you boo Tom Aspinall getting poked in the eye and having the ref stop the fight for it, you're booing Tom Aspinall, you're also a terrible human being. Why are you booing him? What did he do? What did he do?
Lewis, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm also, because for the sake of devil's advocate and for the sake of the show and making entertainment for content, I will say this, right? I will say for sake of content, I will say this, right? Put yourself in the shoes that we are going to be in 2 weeks, right? We paid a lot of money to go to UFC 322, right? Makachev and Jack Della Maia, right, for the title. We sat there, spent our whole day there, right? And we're going to see this main card, this title fight, this massive fight. Makachev, we may never see Makachev ever live ever again in our entire lives, right? One of the greatest fighters of all time. And we get to the main event, and again, we spent a lot of money on food on the day. It's cold. It could be cold at MSG.
Yep.
A lot of money on food, a lot of money on beer, right? God forbid the card is bad, but we have Makachev and Jack Della Maia, right? God forbid, right? This card wasn't that great today, but they had Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane on it. That was the marquee fight on. This is what saved the card, right? So let's say Makachev Jack Della Maia is going to save the card, right? And we go, and 1 minute into the fight, Makachev eye pokes Jack, and we don't get to know what happens in that fight. And we never see the fight go down. And we go home pissed off.
Okay.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We're tired. We've been there all day. We spent a lot of money on tickets, a lot of money on food, a lot of money just to be there. And the fight that we wanted to see never happened.
I get it. You want to know what I would say? I'll be like,
you wouldn't be a little bit upset about it?
You could
and
be.
The natural reaction would be to boo?
No. Why? First off, there's a difference between booing the person and then booing the results of what happened. You can boo like, oh damn, that sucks, like the fight can't continue, oh that sucks. I'm not gonna go ahead and then when they have Jack Della Maddalena talking after, I'm not gonna be like, boo, quitter, boo. There's a difference.
But that would be the reaction.
That's not the reaction. You could be upset because the fight got called off.
Not to you and me, but to a lot of people. Yes, it will.
And you know what they are? Who I was gonna drop it. They're so dumb. They're short bus. They're short bus smooth brains. Because there's no way, if that is your natural reaction, you don't deserve to be a human being. Because what human being thinks like that?
A lot.
They're dumb. And they're dumb. They don't deserve to be here. That's what I'm saying.
Listen.
Daniel, it's okay to be disappointed. We're not saying that you shouldn't be disappointed if
you can be disappointed. Canceled. You can be. I'm not saying nobody in that arena shouldn't be disappointed. I would be disappointed too. I was like, damn, the fight can't continue. That sucks. But I'm not going to be like, oh, Tom, you quitter. Oh, God. Oh, you're a quitter too.
Listen, Jeff, I'm agreeing with Lewis, and I'm on Lewis's side here, but I'm playing devil's advocate right now. Okay? if I'm in those shoes and if I'm a short bus fan, I'm going to be upset about what just happened in front of me.
We don't need them.
And then
We
the
don't need
reaction
'em.
would be to boo at the stuff that I didn't like.
We don't need them at the sport. We don't need them. We don't need dumb people in our sport. That's exactly what I'm going to say to you. We need intelligent people with brains. Okay, you can be passionate, you can be disappointed, you can be frustrated. But why would I boo somebody who just got
You know what, Lewis. Maybe if we were in a different country, state, or wherever, you probably won't even get it. If we were in New York, they probably don't boo. Because New York, they know fights, right? If you're in Vegas, they probably don't boo. Maybe not as loud, they probably don't boo. If they're in Australia, they probably don't boo. There are certain places that are more understanding of the situation.
Bro, anywhere I'm at, if they boo, they're dumb. Don't matter. We know. We know as human beings, there's just certain things. Why would you boo that? That's dumb. And then to call Tom a quitter and then act like he got dominated on social media is cringe and dumb. Because he didn't get dominated. He won the first round, actually. Ha! Clowns. I'm just saying. It's like, I don't get it, people. I don't understand. I don't. But we'll see. But we'll see in the rematch in like a couple months because they'll probably book it for like a January, February. That'll be tough. You know what I mean? On Paramount. Ooh, talk to me. No more pay-per-views, baby. Come on now. So we'll see. And then I did think that Tom would sleep him in the first round. Probably wasn't gonna happen, but Tom was looking good. And for people to act like he was getting dominated, all because Gon landed like what 3 jabs. Domination, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. The fact that Tom's that dominant to where his opponent can land 3 jabs on him and we're like, whoa, this guy's a fucking marauder. He's cooking them. It's unreal. That's why I think Tom sleeps him. Like Gon's like, oh, I was doing good with my jab. Oh, I'm dead.
Look, my argument that I'm making for them, that I agree, they shouldn't boo Tom Aspinall, but my thing is like he's paid a lot of money to be there. It's the only time they're probably ever going to go. And the only time that Tom Aspinall is going to be there. It's a frustrating situation to be in as a fan. That's my point. I understand your perspective and I agree with it, but as a fan in the heat of the moment in that situation, it's frustrating for what I just saw and what I was expecting and I didn't get.
They got a boo Gon too then. They ain't boo Gon. Tell you that. Crazy. Only boo Tom. I wonder why.
Well, Tom's champion.
Tom's a victim. Tom's the victim. Why would you believe it?
It was Tom's call to keep going, and they felt that if you get poked in the eye, that you should keep going.
And they're smooth. Also, Anthony Smith and Chael Sonnen are absolute smooth brains too. I get it; they were fighters and like the game, but like CTE caught up to you. They don't know what they're talking about. They're like, Anthony Smith is talking about, I would have stayed in if I would have got eye poked. I would have stayed in the fight, brother. You've never been in a championship fight besides once, and you curled up in a ball and almost gave up. You're not the lion heart, brother. You get hit once and then you curl up in a ball in a corner and you sit there. Shut up.
You want to know what it is too? You want to know why I think it's such a big controversy?
Why?
Because the Ritter literally quit on the stool, like not even a month ago.
That is true. He did quit, and you know what's funny? He quit because he was just fucking exhausted, like a little fatty. But he's not even fat. Like he's
right.
just.
I think that's the problem. I think because you had back-to-back instances where a fight didn't get finished, people were upset about it.
Maybe. I can get behind that. Well, that's gonna do it. That was passionate. I needed that. I need that Tom talk because people disrespected my boy, man. Also, I'm just fucking gonna lose in fantasy again. Okay, fucking okay. Yeah, so that's gonna do for us.
Jeff, I swear to God, Jeff, I swear to God.
Oh,
I swear to God, if Isaiah Pacheco doesn't get 24 points tomorrow, I'm crashing out. I had
Daniel,
you.
you're probably gonna win because I have the worst.
I'm probably not gonna win.
Wait,
because what if Kansas City
wait.
not
Hold
do it?
on. She has Harrison Bucker too. Hold on. Hold on.
KC don't run the football, bro. He's not gonna go off.
What do you mean? They're doing really good. They're gonna put him in. They're gonna make sure.
KC don't run the football. They're gonna throw it 50 times tomorrow.
Oh, Rashee Rice is getting all the targets, my boy.
They don't run the ball. And the Commanders' defense is ass. So they're going to throw all over that defense tomorrow. And then Harrison Bucker will stroll out there like a fucking Oompa Loompa. They go back in the kitchen. I'm taking a 60-yard field goal. He's going to fucking make it.
Well, let me have this one, goddammit. I have 1 win or 2 wins.
I had 3.
Me too. I have 3. Yo, we're
We lost our
bro.
mojo
Yo,
this
we're-
season,
we're
guys.
all
What the fuck?
ass.
That's because
What
we're
the fuck?
inviting all. We have too many strangers in our league now. And now we're getting bad mojo.
Yo, I don't know what it is.
I couldn't play anybody on my bench. I had
saw.
to go.
Everyone's
I had to go to the waiver to pick up Jordan Love because Lamar Jackson like, oh guys, I can't go. I'll practice Friday, but I can't go. So I have to go get Jordan Love today. Because guess what? My quarterback's on a bye, Burrow's on IR, and Lamar Jackson don't want to play. He quit on the stool. Like Tom Aspinall.
I'm having a moment. It like, as a Jet fan, this is so wild. Because they have not won, SportsCenter never shows the locker room. We never get those pictures. And now that they won, they're showing Aaron Glenn's like locker room speech. And I'm like, it heals my heart just a little bit.
Yeah. Do you want to run through a brick wall for that guy?
Not right now.
All right. Fucking, all right.
I'm not gonna lie.
But damn it, it's still good to see because I'm sitting here. I'm like, wait, it's so abnormal. That's why I'm like, wait,
He's
why
giving
is
out
this
game balls.
feel a certain type of way? I'm like, oh, that's right, because they never show them winning.
He's throwing
They
a
never
game
show
ball to
the
the ball.
fucking locker room.
He's throwing a game ball to the defense.
1, 2, 3 team.
Family on 3. Oh my God.
Stop it, stop. Don't make fun.
Okay. Well, that's gonna do it. We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy. Peace out.
Bye.